おぬ。もしかしてホラーゲーム。おうおう。うおうおうおうおう。おう。ふむ。
Oh, I do apologize. Am I disturbing you?
No, please. Do come in, Mrs.
My name is Miss Alice de Bouvier. I'm Mr. Holmes' new neighbor.
Oh, I didn't have the pleasure to... I am Dr. John Watson. Could we provide you with any assistance?
She is not the concern, Watson.
I'm... Then, what is this about?
That child standing sniffling behind her. Get rid of him, Watson.
But he is shivering with cold. And he is upset. What happened to him?
Little Tom knocked at the wrong door.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh, boy, come in. Warm yourself by the fire. Can I offer you a cup of tea, Miss de Bouvier?
Well,
It is not as though we are disturbing you-know-who, are we?
I suppose not.
Since you are our new neighbor, it is perhaps better that you know what he's like.
You're starting to worry me.
Well, Mr. Holmes is relapsing. This illness that he has seizes him when he finds himself with nothing to do. He becomes completely asocial. And alas, this is a very difficult, medically incurable case. Now, this must stay between us.
Of course, I understand. How very sad.
But there is a cure, if only a temporary one. A thrilling inquiry. Most certainly. If he refuses this one, then his condition will worsen.
Oh, I am still here, you know. I didn't fall out of the window. Very well, then.
Thank you, miss.
なんですの。推理ゲー。服が継ぎはぎだらけで貧乏そう、とか。違った。よくわかりませんわ。
Now tell me, boy, what brings you here?
It's my father, sir. He's missing. I don't know what to do.
わからんわかる。
What's his name?
George Hurst, sir.
Missing, eh? And what do the police say?
Police, they don't believe me. They say he's just abandoned me. But that's a lie.
Ah. なんとなく分かってきましたわ。
What do you mean, sir?
Nothing. I was digressing. And when was the last time you saw him?
3 weeks ago. He left for a new job. But this time, he was acting a bit strange and angry.
Strange? In what way?
He said to me, "Son, I'm out on a special job. Don't you dare move from here." I think something went wrong.
3 weeks? That's a long time.
Well, every day I thought he would show up. And anyway, I can look after myself. What do you mean, sir?
Nothing. I was digressing.
おハーブですわ。
Very well. Your address, please, Tom.
12 Dorset Street. The first floor, door E.
なるほどわからん。
It's in Whitechapel, sir. But I ain't got no money to pay.
Who asked for money, Tom? Your case seems to be the very medicine I need. I'll meet you there shortly.
Oh, thank you, sir.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
Poor child. Holmes, you should help him. Poor child. Holmes, you should help him.
A map of London and its surroundings. Could be useful. Watson documents our adventures in here.
「タイプライターですわ。1回触ってみたいんですのよね。骨董品すぎる。リサイクルセンターに売ってたな。ふむ。 トリート〇〇番地と書かれてもどこだかわからないんですの。地図ください。手探りか。手探りっぽいですわね。
London street food. There are less painful ways to die. Dysentery. Watson was kind enough to give me an incredibly tedious lecture on the subject.
不老者のおっさん減ったか。土手の下が汚れる心配もなくなりましたわね。
A map of London and its...
どこに行けばいいのかわからないの。不親切すぎますわ。
These streets are too narrow for the cab. I'll have to walk. North Street. Dorset Street.
.ここですわ。
'Tis our home, Mr. Holmes.
Hurst covered his bills ahead of time, thus providing Tom with security and sustenance.
My mother, sir. She died when I was very young. My father told me what she was like, but that's all I have.
I'm sorry, Tom. My mother left me when I was very young too. Food's running low. It's already 3 weeks since George Hurst's disappearance. Well, I can see the preparations for peasant soup, a clever concoction for somebody with apparently no culinary skills. Ah, so that's why you came to see me. Tom probably reads at night. Ah, so that's why. Tom probably reads at night. Tom probably reads at night. Tom probably reads at night. A collection of worn-out and second-hand books. George Hurst was providing his son with the best education that he could afford.
Father bought all those books for me. He didn't tell me, but I know that he pawned his coat for them. The roof leaks all the time. Father used to fix it.
Old clothes, soiled and worn. Old clothes, soiled and worn. too dark. I can't see any. A leather satchel, what's in it?
I hope you'll find my father soon.
Just some old things. Old clothes. The old Tabard pub, North Street.
なるほどですわ。
I don't feel thirsty right now. I don't feel thirsty right now.
Yeah. ここですわよね。何か条件満たしていないのかしら。
I don't feel thirsty right now. The Old Tabard Pub, North Street. The Old Tabard Pub, North Street. The Old Tabard Pub, North Street.
謎い。さっきのところですわよね。ここに行くのではありませんの
Glue. Probably taken from a wall.
なんかあるんかな周辺に。ええ。裏も調べないとフラグ立たないみたいですわ。草。
Good day, Mr. Holmes.
Well, if it isn't young Wiggins. And I see you found yourself a job.
If you can call it that. I hate it. But if you've got any proper work for me...
I just might be in need of your assistance later. Wait here.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need to earwig to find out who is offering this special job.
Equality for the working class.
I'm glad I'm my own boss. I can complain only to myself. Or to Watson.
The man who's offering that special job has a proper set of mutton chop whiskers.
There's no one to eavesdrop. There's no one to eavesdrop on from here. There's no one to eavesdrop on from here. There's no...
The longer the picket line, the shorter the strike.
There's no one to eavesdrop on from here.
No. That fellow who's offering the special jobs, he never drinks alcohol.
So, the man I'm looking for has whiskers and never drinks alcohol.
あなたですわね。 私です。
It's not him.
違いましたわ。
No gods, no masters.
近未来のデトロイトだったのにいつの間にかロンドンになってる。あなたですわね。言うこと聞いて。言うこと聞いた。
This must be the man that I'm looking for.
言うこと聞かない。何かあれですわね。あれですの。ここがデトロイトの100年後の世界。何だったかしら。あれ。あれだな。ボケ老人。LA ノワールみたいですわねこのゲーム。30年後。30年後。
Interesting. Missing person. I should find out more.
同じこと言ってますわ。
You see that gentleman? I need you to follow him and report back to me.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
Don't lose him.
急に MGS が始まりましたわ。
Whitechapel never changes. Dirt and beggars everywhere.
Last
week.
スネーク、CQC の基本を思い出して。
They won't let me pass.
ホー
I'll
ムズ
need
は
to
も
find
の。
another way.
Rich folk feed meat to their dogs. I can't even remember what meat tastes.
Living costs are too much these days. My son has to work down the sewers. He's only 7.
Take a brush and get in there.
Ah, boys from the Bruisers gang. Better keep out of their way.
Stupid kid.
I'll be able to continue the chase if I climb up the chimney, but it's dangerous.
Stop crying and get to work.
Please, you don't have to beat him. I'll do it. I'll clean the chimney.
掃除もするのか。これもパリス。
He's still here, that's a relief.
イーグルダイブ決めろ。大道芸じゃないんだぞ。
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning?
この歌朝栗読んで聞いたことありますわ。謎ソング。マジ。やっぱり朝栗だ。朝栗かも。
No place to hide here. I'd better go through the yard.
Oi, what are you doing in my garden?
Look at that crawling rat.
I know that boy. He's Shoeshine Jim from Chamber Street. He's mute because his drunk stepfather beat him. Hey Jim, can you lend me your kit? I'm on a secret mission for Mr. Holmes. It's dirty. I should use a damp cloth. Hurry up. Now this shoe needs some polish. This could be useful with a small brush.
Did you fall asleep?
靴磨きシミュレーター。
It's ready for brushing.
「文句ばっかだなこのおっさん」。
Here's your reward, you little toad.
Thank you, sir. He's talking with a cabbie. I need to get closer. Damn! I need to find another one.
Alas, the weather's good. Last week was freezing.
I'm praying it doesn't get cold again. I've never managed to cold.
I can't lose him now.
「なんですのこのゲーム」。謎ゲー。推理させて。
Interesting. What's going on in the yard?
「きっとこのおっさんが後で死体で見つかるに違いない」。
Wow, a lot of expensive stuff. Wow. I can't see what's inside. I can't see what's inside. It's too dangerous to enter. I can't see. I can't see what's inside. I can't see what's inside. It's too dangerous to enter. Do only 2 people live here? I wish one was me. Bags of food. I like this house. It's too dangerous to enter. Do only 2... Wow. It's too dangerous. It's too...
何をすればいいのかさっぱりわからないんですのよね。
I can't see.
むずすぎる。
I can't see what's inside.
そのはしごで登る。
I can't see what's inside. Do only bags of do only I can't leave yet. I'm not finished here. Wow. Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
なるほど。下調べは隅から隅まで。連打して犬で何を発見したのかわかりませんでしたわ。草。
Wigan's tale was quite unusual. What do you make of what he found, Holmes?
Wiggins did a good job. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I... That's not the one I... That's not the one I need.
Luluye.
That's not the one I need. 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 That's not the one I... That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I... That's not the... That's not the one I need. That's not the one... That's not the one I need.
That's
not the one I need. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need.
そうはよ。頭おかしなるで。
That's not the one. That's not the one I need. 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 That's not the... That's not the... That's not the one... That's not the one I need. 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 That's not the one I need.
これじゃないな。
That's not the one I need. That's not the one... That's not the one I need. 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 That's not... That's... That's... That's not the one I need. That's not... That's not the one I need. That's not the one I... That's not... That's not the one I... That's not the one I... That's not the one I need. That's not... That's... That's not... That's not the one I need. That's not the one. That's not the... That's not... That's not the... That's not...
大発見。うっそだろお前。
Here it is. So this man could be Lord Marsh. Huh. A lord who hangs around in a public house. Let's pay a visit to Lord Marsh. We'll pretend that we're interested in his charitable activities.
Mr. Holmes, you have a visitor.
Oh, just ask him to wait.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. This young lady refuses to wait for anything.
What?
Father!
Caitlin!
Miss Caitlin's boarding school was flooded. Everyone was sent home.
As if it could smell any mustier.
My word, how is it possible that you have grown up so fast?
You'll be staying. Wherever will we put you?
Holmes, I'll give her my room, of course.
What do you have to say, Kate?
You're on a new case. A respectable lady who's being blackmailed? Or is it a love story between a prince and a suffragist?
However did you guess?
You will tell me, won't you, Father?
We'll see. If you behave.
All right, then. Have fun. I'll go and unpack. Will you help me, Mrs. Hudson?
行くわよ。
Holmes, about Caitlin.
Yes?
She has grown up, hasn't she? Don't you think it's time to tell her?
To tell her what, Watson?
Well, about her father.
Never. Absolutely never. Do you hear me?
Holmes, you were responsible for the death of her father. You owe her the truth. She is old enough now.
I would lose her. Can't you see that? She must never know, Watson. Is that clear?
Holmes.
It won't and can't happen.
Come in, please. Good day, gentlemen. Welcome to my home. How may I help you?
Good day to you, Lord Marsh. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
ねっとり観察。そうはよ。快楽クラブの一員。
I hope we're not disturbing you. You are with your physician?
Yes, this is Dr. Reuben Fisher. But no, please, I'm intrigued by your visit, Mr. Holmes.
I'm glad to hear it. The last thing I'd wish is to upset the patient. Lord Marsh, can I just say that I admire all of your efforts in assisting the poor of London?
Yes. It is a war that we must fight, on our streets and now, too, from my home. You must surely have noticed those bags full of items, clothing and books for the unfortunate.
That is inspirational. At my own humble level, I too try my best to support those in need. I thought perhaps that I could be of some assistance.
I don't see why not. I already have the valuable assistance of Dr. Fisher, who happens to be my personal physician.
It's curious. Your face seems familiar to me, Doctor. Oddly, I'm associating it with Whitechapel?
Well done. You are right. I do occasionally frequent a few hostelries over there, would you believe it? Not that I am a drinker. But there, dressed as a working man, I can approach the other fellows to see if they might be interested in a special job.
A special job? May I ask what you're referring to?
Certainly. Since Lord Marsh began his special education program in 1889, he foresaw that such people would need an occupation of some kind. And so, with or without education, we propose these opportunities to work with Lord Marsh. It offers the less fortunate a chance to help make London a better place.
That's remarkable.
Yes, indeed. In order to truly see, one requires vision, yes, but also insight, and Lord Marsh has believed this since he was a child.
Oh, Dr. Fisher makes it all sound so romantic. Let's close this topic.
Forgive me, Lord Marsh. You're looking very pale. Might I offer Dr. Watson's assistance?
That is kind of you, but I feel confident that I can provide Lord Marsh with the care that he requires.
How long have you been like this, my lord?
I'm fine, Dr. Watson. Don't fuss. It's only influenza. I'll be better in a few days. I can feel it already.
In that case, why are you taking such powerful painkillers?
Excuse me, what do you mean?
Mr. Holmes is referring to the pills on your table.
I'm sorry, but that's a medical confidentiality. Lord Marsh believes that he can help all these poor people.
I'm gratified by your interest in my charity. You're the first who has offered to help.
怪しい。
I'm intrigued by the special education program.
Lord Marsh, hunting with his friends.
Ah, my dear comrades, Lord Collins and Lord Harrington. If it wasn't for this godforsaken English malady, I'd be with those rapscallions right now.
All in due time, my lord.
Last year, 3 orphans were put through medical college. Thanks to Lord Marsh and the special education program, a great many poor people will have a second chance in life. I've never heard of this man. I've never heard of this man. John Strobridge. I've seen this name before. It was on a missing persons poster. I can't quite work it out. Do you have any idea as to the number of people who might owe you their lives?
Oh, don't embarrass me, Mr. Holmes. But indeed, these people have become like a family to me.
That would be a fairly large family, I imagine.
Yes, the list would be longer than any of your short stories. As for how large, well, Fisher is the one who keeps record.
Might we take a glance at the list?
I regret that is impossible. It is confidential. I stand firm upon that point, Mr. Holmes.
I quite understand. We'll most certainly send a donation towards your educational program. I shall take my leave then. I thank you both and I wish you all the very best, gentlemen.
Likewise, Mr. Holmes.
「名探偵総当たり」
Aid for the paupers of Lambeth Workhouse. Humanitarian aid for an orphanage. Bags full of food. It's closed. It's shut tight. It appears that Lord Marsh spent a great deal of his money on aiding the poor. I've never seen so many provisions for the poor, and certainly not in a lord's house. Lord Marsh even helps hospitals. A provision dealing with the paupers of Whitechapel. It's extremely honourable to devote one's whole life to assisting the poor.
Holmes, we need to help poor Tom.
Kate wouldn't like it if I entered her room without her knock. My archive. I won't disturb Lord Marsh without a reason.
何をすればいいんですの。 おしゃれ。そうはよ。
I won't disturb Lord Marsh without a reason.
Mr. Holmes, do you have any news about my father?
Tom, not so fast. I wanted to ask you if you remember your father mentioning anything about a special education program.
An education program? No, he only talked about a special job.
What's this box, Tom?
Oh, yeah. I just found it, Mr. Holmes. It was ever so well hidden. I've no idea why.
Well done, my boy. It could prove very helpful. This oil can also be used on weapons. Wolfjack. Looks like a military badge. A ramrod to clean a rifle. Tom, does your father own a rifle?
A rifle? No. If he had, he would have shown it me.
I'm sure that he wouldn't have shown it you. I need to find this rifle.
Please, sir, find my father.
This scrap of cloth was used to oil a firearm. Tom, does your father have any other property?
No. At least I don't think so.
I have to take Toby. He'll take a sniff of the oil, and we'll find that rifle. Come on, Toby. It's time for you to earn your keep. Watson?
I prefer to visit Lord Marsh. I'm worried about the condition of his health.
ワンちゃんに油の匂い嗅がせるのをやばそうですわ。
I'm worried about the condition of his health.
Search, Toby, search.
いろいろパートありすぎではないかしら。詰め込みすぎてごちゃごちゃしてるゲーム。そうはよ。
It's only a garden shed. Let's go on. What's in there? People use this cellar for storage. Nothing that could interest me. Pile of rubbish. Just some old things. It's not here.
全部調べたらアイコンが緑になるんですのね。そういうの、チュートリアルとして表示してくださいましよ。不親切。
Old things. Ordinary storage. Tom's photograph. Let's try to get inside.
"やることがいろいろありますわ。
News clippings on Lords in the education program. Why are they here? Let's compare this list with the evidence that we found earlier. This is the list of selected participants for October's special education program. According to this poster, John Strobridge is missing. Let's compare them with people from Hearst documents. This man appears in both documents. All the people in Marsh's document are marked and dated in George Hurst's files. This case must have been full of cartridges. There was something on the stand. There was a rifle here. George Hurst took it with him. Just rubbish. A map of Epping Forest.
書庫で調べ物ですわ。そうあたりかな。
Here it is.
ふふふ。 だいぶ推理が進みましたわ。ふう。これで推理外れていたらおハーブですわ。
Holmes, what are you doing here? What are you planning?
A mission of my own. You must play the role of the conscientious doctor while I sneak inside Marsh's house. That's the only way of helping little Tom.
あばば。お腹減りましたのー。何か食べてくださいまし。
The window is firmly shut. There's no space for this lockpick.
How can I
パ
help
ン
you?
パンパン。
I came to visit Lord Marsh.
What for?
お邪魔し
I
ま
would
す。
very much like to see Lord Marsh, if you please.
Mr. Holmes? What are you doing here? How can I help you?
I came to visit Lord Marsh.
What for?
え、
I would very much like to see Lord Marsh, if you please.
Mr. Holmes? What are you doing here? How can I help you?
I came to visit Lord Marsh.
What? Mr. Holmes? What are you doing here? How can I help you?
I came to visit Lord Marsh.
どこ選べばいいんですの。
Oh, you're so clumsy. Can you please not...
I have to visit Lord Marsh and offer him my services.
Fisher, please, allow Dr. Watson to enter.
Good job, Watson. Lord Marsh is a keen hunter. Let's see how hard to crack this safe is.
Doctor, it appears that you were impatient to pay me another visit.
Indeed. Will you allow me to examine you? A second opinion, so that the great Lord Marsh does not become the late Lord Marsh.
Since you put it that way, very well.
Shall I retire to your office, Lord Marsh?
No, please, Doctor. I insist that you stay. I shall need your assistance.
Will you break anything else?
I'll try my best.
Mr. Holmes? What are you doing here? Will you break anything else?
I'll try my best.
おハーブですわ。よしよし。
November 7th. This means that the meeting is planned for today.
ゴンゴンゴン。
I can hide here.
Ooh.
I'd suggest that your current weakness is perhaps more than a simple case of influenza, Lord Marsh.
Where might your companion be, Dr. Watson?
Oh, he's busy poking his nose into other people's business, I'm sure.
My lord, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I must remind you about your meeting.
Is it already time? My apologies, Dr. Watson, but we are expected elsewhere. Might we offer you a lift?
You're going out? I'm not sure that's wise in your condition.
I value your opinion, but misery never rests, and I am needed.
Well, do please take good care of yourself, Lord Marsh. I'll send you my diagnosis, Dr. Fisher.
Thank you, Dr. Watson. Farewell.
Holmes, come here! This is serious.
Watson, what are you doing at my table?
I just need to check one thing about Lord Marsh. My intuition tells me that Lord Marsh is hiding something about his disease. His cough, in addition to his fever and his usage of strong painkillers, leads me to believe that he is seriously ill. Let's study it more closely. Sputum with tiny drops of blood. I could take a sample and examine it under the microscope. Let us apply chemicals to color the sample. I need a pipette. Now, let's examine the colored sample under the microscope. Mycobacterium. It appears that Lord Marsh is seriously ill. Holmes, this is no longer a laughing matter. It is just as I feared. Lord Marsh is suffering from tuberculosis.
You don't say.
Yes, I do say. And Holmes, he will die if he is not transferred to a sanatorium as soon as possible.
And yet both Lord Marsh and Dr. Fisher are doing their best to hide this fact. How interesting.
But why?
Why indeed, Watson?
Oh, dear God. You don't think that Lord Marsh contracted tuberculosis while aiding the poor? How terrible. I have a commitment that I can't possibly cancel. Holmes, during my absence, please be extremely careful. This disease is highly contagious. And remember that we have women at home.
Thank you, Miss Alice. Until later.
I'll see you soon, Caitlin.
Where have you been?
Our neighbour lent me a book. She is so kind. I think she likes you.
I doubt that.
How is your investigation going?
It's going. Dracula?
Yes. It's forbidden reading at my boarding school. Did you know?
Well, well.
I can't wait to tell all my friends about this. This is so romantic.
That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I... That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I... Here it is. Crunston's Oak is in Epping Forest. That's the place indicated on George Hurst's map.
So 当たりすぎる。そうはよ。
Let's try to find the place from the hand-drawn map. Here it is. Drat. I'll need to hurry if I want to find out what's going on at the forest.
Father, that boy Wiggins, does he come here very often?
He helps occasionally in some of my cases. Why do you ask?
I'd like to talk to him.
Talk to him?
Father, back at school there are only girls to talk to, and they are so boring. I'm sure Wiggins has lots of exciting stories to tell about his life in London. It would be so romantic.
Caitlin, you know that Wiggins hasn't had the most fortunate life.
That only makes him more interesting.
Oh, Kate.
I'll leave you alone now.
Run!
これでオープニングになるんですのね。
Let's see how long you can stay alive!
Who?何ゲーだよ。
Run, little rabbit! Run! Where is he?
He was poor. This man was killed recently. The body is still warm.
Find him, boys! Find him! I saw something move.
ほんと何芸なんですのよ。いろんな要素詰め込みすぎですわ。謎ゲー。
Hungry today!
うわヘナチョコ。どっかで見たことあるスロー出てきたな。
your tracks! You scampering little rat! You won't get far!
He was killed by a shot to the forehead. My God, it's Lord Harrington's body. My health is deteriorating. I need to dress my wound.
店の手当てをしないといけない割には元気に動きますわね。傷。名探偵パワー。
The Quartermain Club. This must be Lord Marsh's cabin. This will help to dress my wound. Someone's coming, I better hide.
Breathe, Lord Marsh. It's almost over.
Who are you?
George Hurst from the 1st Lovett Scouts, here to deliver justice.
An old soldier. How ironic. Did we refuse you on our special education program?
It's true, I was refused. An old wounded soldier is useless to you, but he can still be dangerous.
We hunted a lot in these woods, but I didn't expect to become the prey. I have lived a grand life without any limits set by others. I will die a happy man, so you won't see me begging, you festering wretch.
Prepare to meet your maker.
ふむ。なるほどですわ。どうしようかしらね。有罪にしますわ。精神が不安定だからといって人殺していいわけないですわよね。当たり前だよな。
George, lower your rifle, please, for Tom's sake.
Holmes! My, an almost worthy opponent.
精神鑑定無罪とか必要ねえんだよ。
If you've endangered my lad in any way, you will pay dearly.
I assure you that Tom is safe in London with a well-trusted friend. And now it's time to end this.
By all means.
George Hurst, your bloodlust ends today. You should have been apprehended weeks ago, before you killed Strobridge out of jealousy. Drop your gun. You may have wounded me, but I won't miss you.
If I ever had you in my aim, I wouldn't have merely wounded you.
Oh, the best detective in England.
Detective, take a look here.
This is how you became sick, Lord Marsh. The beheading of your victims who were suffering from tuberculosis was what infected you. Poetic justice. I was wrong.
The best detective in England.
Enough! You'll die here, Lord Marsh, and you'll die slowly.
Mr. Hurst, you have already served brutal justice to Lord Harrington and I hope Lord Collins and Dr. Fisher. Taking that into consideration, you may as well kill Lord Marsh and end the Quartermain Club completely. No loose ends.
ようわからへん。そうわよ。別の選択見てみますわ。
George, lower your rifle, please, for Tom's sake.
Holmes! My, an almost worthy opponent.
Tom? My Tom? If you've endangered my lad in any way, you will pay dearly.
I assure you that Tom is safe in London with a well-trusted friend. And now, it's time to end this.
By all means.
George Hurst, you have killed enough people. Your insanity ends today. Drop your gun. You may have wounded me, but I won't miss you.
If I ever had you in my aim, I wouldn't have merely wounded you.
Oh, the best detective in England.
Detective, take a look here.
This is how you became sick, Lord Marsh. The beheading of your victims who were suffering from tuberculosis was what infected you. Poetic justice. I was wrong.
The best detective in England.
Enough! You'll die here, Lord Marsh, and you'll die slowly.
I understand your view, Mr. Hurst. I really do, but I couldn't allow you to continue.
おハーブですわ。ええ。終わりがあっさりしすぎていますわ。これが正しい推理ですわね。有罪。
George, lower your rifle, please, for Tom's sake.
Holmes! My, an almost worthy opponent.
Tom?
なるほど。
My Tom? If you've endangered my lad in any way, you will pay dearly.
I assure you that Tom is safe in London with a well-trusted friend. And now, it's time to end this.
By all means.
George, listen to me. If you're seeking an apt punishment and vengeance, killing Marsh will give him exactly what he wants. He would die knowing that he had fulfilled his life through his absolute control of it. But if you allow Marsh to live, and be arrested, he will suffer a punishment far greater than your eye could deliver. His ball and chain will be the debilitating tuberculosis. It will drag him painfully and slowly to his demise behind bars.
You're mad! You're both mad!
Let's go and find Tom.
Not just yet. See, Lord Marsh, you will die here, although not by the gun. You'll die slowly.
Don't do this, George.
Detective, take a look here.
This is how you became sick, Lord Marsh. The beheading of your victims who were suffering from tuberculosis was what infected you. Poetic justice.
Holmes, you cannot fully understand why we helped so many and sacrificed a few. But don't let me die like this. Just kill me now.
Mr. Hurst, you've already served brutal justice to Lord Harrington and I hope Lord Collins and Dr. Fisher. Taking that into consideration, you may as well kill Lord Marsh and end the Quartermain Club completely. No loose ends.
最後は変わらないんですのね。なんかいまいちすっきりしねえな。そうはよ。
Yes! Well done, Watson!
Holmes, you're playing bowls? Indoors?
Not just any old bowls, Watson. Lawn bowling.
Seriously? With your injury? Oh, no. Mrs. Hudson is going to murder you.
Well, that's it for now. Time to go. Would you care to join me?
You're incorrigible. And where are we going, Holmes?
I'm participating in the final stage of the annual tournament held by the London Archaeological Institute's bowling club. It's an official invitation. I'll just need to dress suitably and then we can leave.
吉芸だ。不統合不統合。
This suit isn't appropriate for where we're going.
探偵は謎を解くものであって、人を助けるものではないぞ。そうはよ。
Mr. Holmes, you played very well yesterday. I'm obliged to you, Sir Charles. I play many outdoor sports. That's the key to my success. My friend Dr. Watson has decided to join me.
Really?
Mr. Holmes, would you like to see the first prize?
A rare stone Mayan Quiche calendar.
Mayan Quiche?
Indeed. Their legendary king, Tekun Uman, has his statue just behind you. Although this one is a cast metal copy.
That? Oh.
Well, since only members may enter the clubhouse, we have exhibited the calendar outside. Please, explore.
I'd like to win the Mayan calendar. It's a beautiful work of art.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad you are my opponent for the final. People call me Arthur the Invincible. So I wish you good luck.
This'll keep Watson happy.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, are you ready to begin the final game?
I still need some time.
Good luck, Holmes.
I lost to the quarterfinals, but the green was worth it.
So, are you ready now?
I still need some time.
また、変なミニゲームさせる気だ。
It's a great final. Did you see the first prize?
Arthur is in the final with you know who? Mr. Sherlock Holmes. How exciting!
Only club members have access. Yes, let's start the final.
ふむ。 思いのほか曲がりませんでしたわ。
Congratulations on your game, Mr. Holmes. Exceptional. The awards ceremony will be tomorrow morning. See you then to receive your prize of the calendar. I trust you will be there as well, Dr. Watson?
やり直しを要求
I'll
す
be
る。
unable to attend
おハーブですわ。
duty calls.
Ah, what a pity.
Let's go home.
そんな。
See you tomorrow, Mr. Holmes. My congratulations, Mr. Holmes.
This statue is made of metal. The statue of Takunu Man.
Oh, Daddy!
Hello, Mr. Bouvier.
Hello, Mr. Holmes.
Well, Caitlin?
Your costume!
Oh, don't you like it?
Oh, I do!
Caitlin, come on. Show some respect for your father.
You know, Father, Miss Alice was telling me all about her travels. She has already toured the world with her own father.
Your daughter is exquisite.
And just to think that she was aboard the Orient Express when it was attacked. What a dream.
Indeed.
She's so creative and imaginative. And that reminds me, would you allow Caitlin to visit me so that she can practice playing the piano?
It's very kind of you, but I decided that Caitlin should stop playing the piano.
Oh, Father, why did you say that?
Caitlin, we are neighbours. We'll meet again. Until then, I shall leave you with this book.
Thank you, Miss Alice.
Here it is.
The statue did it. It killed Zacharias.
Calm yourself now, Sir Charles. You've had a shock. Let the police do their duty.
What can a mere inspector like you do about it? You don't know anything.
A mere inspector? Sure. And now here comes Mr. Holmes.
Lestrade, are you here to receive a prize as well?
Very amusing, Holmes. You can go home. The ceremony's been cancelled. We've got a murder scene here.
Really? And to think I only came here for my prize.
I know, Holmes. I saw your name on the list of finalists. So go away.
You're not going to congratulate me?
What? Do you really think I'm that naive? You turning up out of the blue and then bam, a murder? There's a surprise.
Oh, you're making a spectacle of yourself, Lestrade. Let's just pretend that I'm a simple consultant, your humble assistant.
Oh, all right then. A club member, Mr. Zacharias Greystoke, was killed at around 4 in the morning. There. Now, don't mess around.
I promise that I won't, Inspector. What do you make of the facts?
It's quite clear. The murderer intended to steal the Mayan calendar. He was caught by Zacharias Greystoke. He then took up the first weapon that came to hand, the statue's spear, and killed Greystoke. Then he fled, just as Sir Charles was coming out of the club. Unfortunately, we've been unable to find any trail beyond the club's wall. It's as if the murderer vanished into thin air. Well, take a look for yourself.
Did you search the clubhouse?
What for? The murder took place outside. You're still here?
Traces of metal on stone. The surface is damaged. The iron mounting rod is broken. Traces of metal on stone. It looks like the statue broke away from its pedestal. The statue of Tikkun Uman. This spear came from the statue on the pedestal. The case is scratched and dented. The case... Zacharias' folder with some documents. These drawings represent the Mayan symbols. Money was left inside the wallet. Zacharias. Dry leaves. They make a noise. Zacharias probably walked across them. Tissot watch. Swiss. 1855. This watch is valuable and old. It's been through a great deal. All valuables were left on the victim. The strike was powerful and well aimed. If I believed Lestrade, this Mayan calendar was the reason behind the murder.
Can I help you, Mr. Holmes? Can I help you, Mr. Holmes?
The great tournament of the London Archaeological Institute's Bowling Club. What a spectacular season. Sir Charles, are you able to tell me in detail what happened?
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Well, to prepare for the awards ceremony, I decided to spend the night here at the club. I was sitting alone at my desk when I suddenly heard a loud, metallic sound and a terrible shout. I hurried outside and well, I found the body of Zacharias. And I swear it, I saw the statue of Tikkun Uman running away.
粗悪品なんですのね。おハーブですわ。
You saw the statue running?
It was dark, but yes, I'm sure of it. It was running, and it was making the most horrible metal sound as it did so. And can't you see, the pedestal is now empty.
Did you know the victim?
Yes, of course. It was Zacharias Greystoke. He was a club member, and an excellent bowler.
But why was he here so early in the morning?
Oh, I don't know.
Sir Charles, where did the Mayan calendar come from?
It was donated anonymously. We received it shortly before the tournament, with a letter asking that it be awarded to the winner.
Is the calendar valuable?
Not really. It has historical value, of course. But to be truthful with you, Mr. Holmes, it isn't worth very much.
May I go in the clubhouse?
It's members only. I cannot authorize anyone unless that person has a written warrant from the police. A murder at my club. What a disaster for our reputation.
Pieces from the pedestal. A piece of the statue's mounting rod. And what about the statue?
I've no idea yet. I imagine a thief must have taken it somehow.
Right, so they were thieves, and they were very well equipped?
Yes, must have been. Then there's also Sir Charles's version, but...
Please, go on.
He said this morning that he was alone at his desk when he heard a shout. He went outside and saw Greystoke lying on the ground, and... believe it or not, he said that there was no one else on the green that night but the statue itself running away.
You mean that the statue might have killed the victim? Interesting.
Absurd, more like. Besides, it was dark and foggy.
So, somewhat like your version, then.
You're still here?
Can I help you, Mr. Holmes?
Scratches on the stone.
アンドロイドみたいだなお前。そうはよ。やっぱりデトロイトの続編なんですのね。
A broken branch. Somebody jumped into the tree and then over the wall. A broken branch. Somebody jumped into the tree and then over the wall. No, it wasn't like that.
It looks as if Zacharias was killed the moment he approached the calendar, and killed by the spear from Tikkun Uman's statue that jumped from its stand and escaped over the wall. A broken branch. Somebody jumped into the tree and then over the...
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
A murder at my club. What a disaster for our reputation.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Well, Holmes, your conclusions as my consultant?
My conclusions are approximate to Sir Charles's testimony.
Oh dear, you think the statue did it?
Everything points to the fact that the spear was thrown from the pedestal and Mr. Greystoke appeared not to notice the killer.
Indeed. The journalists will be ecstatic about your version.
I would like to examine the victim and take a look at his belongings.
Oh, you've amused me at least, Mr. Holmes. Very well. I'll grant you authorization for the examination at Scotland Yard, but nothing more.
今回は結構サクサクですわ。サクサク。惜しい。
Thank you for coming so quickly, Watson. Lestrade already has the victim's body in the autopsy room.
I'm always ready to help anytime, Holmes. I'm always ready to help anytime, Holmes.
Please, sir, release my son.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, Zacharias had already translated some symbols. Money was left inside the wallet. Money was left inside the wallet. Tissot watch, Swiss, 1855. An ordinary pencil. This spear came from the statue on the pedestal.
I'm always ready to help anytime, Holmes.
There's no need to disturb Lestrade for the time being. It was a powerful throw. The spear pierced right through the body.
The coroner mentions in his report some specific cardiac and digestive system damage.
This is where the spear entered the body. The murderer aimed for the heart. The weapon must have been thrown by a strong and skilled person.
Traces of alcohol were found in the stomach. Apparently Zacharias had been drinking before his death. Traces of alcohol.
These scars are old. These scars...
The coroner mentions...
It was a powerful... These scars are old. These...
Red eye. It looks like a serious infection. I'm always ready.
The Mayan calendar. Here's a chance to have a closer look. Interesting. What are the symbols here? I'll need to redraw them. I could use this dictionary to translate the calendar's glyphs. They are the symbols that were drawn on the Mayan calendar. The papers from Zacharias' folder. They can help us to translate the Mayan message.
めんどくせい。そうはよ。
Cursed will be anyone who disturbs the sacred temple. They will meet their death by the risen statue. Only the chosen will have mercy. It's not only a calendar, it's a curse. Zacharias Greystoke, a member of the club, was killed as the curse decreed.
It's possible that the link between Zacharias and the curse is at the archaeological club. I'll need a search warrant.
Atte mashita wa.
Mr. Holmes?
Aren't you supposed to be investigating those cases of yours instead of bothering me?
Good day to you too, Inspector. I have a small favor to ask of
令
you.
状
A
くだ
search
さいま
warrant to
し。
investigate the murder at the club.
No, no, and no.
Since I'm without the warrant, I should find something else to do. By the way, do you know if Sir Robin is currently in town?
I have no idea. And why on earth should you even think that I might know that?
Well, I believe I may have solved a case about, let's say, a salacious inspector.
No, it's not what you think. Nothing dishonourable happened. Go on then. Take your warrant.
So he refused to give you the search warrant?
Oh no, I've got it.
やった
I
わ
won't need you for a while now, Watson. I'll see you later.
I'm curious to know how you obtained this warrant.
ちょろ。
Sir Charles, I have a search warrant. I would like to take a look inside the clubhouse.
I see. Here's the key, but I do protest. A murder at my club. What a disaster for our reputation.
I heard that Zacharias was killed by the statue spear.
Zacharias Greystoke. I wonder who this man is. It's Sir Charles Yellingham, the director of the club. Guatemala, 1881. I don't think this is a bowls tournament. The photograph appears to have been faked or damaged. I'll take it. Charles Yellingham has a large family. Ah, Sir Charles was once a captain in the Guard. The 50th birthday of Lord Stevenson.
Hm.これは、まじないがかかっていると思い込ませてオークション取りやめようとしたのかしら。 なるほど。
Interesting. It appears that the club is unable to pay its debts to the bank.
死んだ人といざこざもあるんですのね。
A message to Sir Charles from Zacharias Greystoke, the victim. The late Mr. Bromsby's collection. The late Mr. Blinkhorn's collection. The late Mr. Smith's collection. The late Mr. Sutherland's collection. The late Mr. Roberts' collection. This metal globe is very impressive. Some bits are missing. Some bits are missing.
眠気限界来た。お先チーン。わかりますわ。おつですのー。私も寝ますわ。 オツですの。絵文字。